BRRRR Invest Academy is a real estate investing training program created by Nate Barger, teaching the BRRRR strategy, which stands for Buy, Rehab, Rent, Refinance, Repeat. The 13-week program walks students through finding off-market rehab deals, sourcing and managing contractors, renting out the property, and refinancing to pull capital back out for the next deal. The course also includes a wholesaling 101 module taught by co-instructor Jiries Dawaher, a Cincinnati-based real estate investor and hotel owner. Nate Barger has over 16 years of real estate investing experience, has flipped over 3,500 properties, and has amassed over $250 million in real estate holdings. The program costs around $10,000 for full access, including training videos, one on one coaching, a document and contract catalog valued at $3,000 on its own, membership and exclusive investor community, weekly conference calls, and a lifetime access to course materials with a $199 annual fee to continue accessing the live coaching calls. Over 1,800 investors have gone through the program, and it has received largely positive testimonials on platforms like BiggerPockets and Reddit. The program was awarded Best Real Estate Investing Training Program by Real Estate Bees as well. This is a legitimate, well-structured program taught by an experienced, incredible instructor. However, real estate investing through the BRRRR method requires substantial capital access, including funds for down payments, rehab costs, and holding costs while properties are renovated and re-tenanted, plus the ability to qualify for financing and refinancing. This creates a meaningful higher barrier to entry than digital business models. So, for most people without significant capital reserves or strong creditworthiness, digital real estate through SEO lead generation might be a better, lower capital, lower risk alternative with comparative or better margins. Hi, I'm Hunter. I've been making money online for over 5 years now with a variety of different methods. Online income allows extensive freedom and opportunity. For me, that's been the ability to fulfill my dream of traveling and living around the world. On this channel, I review the most popular online business models right now and the courses that teach them to help you realize whatever your dream is too. Today we're breaking down BRRR Invest Academy by Nate Barger, a real estate investing training program teaching the buy, rehab, rent, refinance, repeat strategy. Quick disclaimer, I'm not affiliated with this program in any way. I'm not going to get paid by Nate for this review. I'm just giving my honest opinion based on the available information and what I know about building online businesses and passive income. My favorite online income opportunity for most people, like I said, is digital leasing, which you can learn more about by clicking the link in the description below. Drop a comment right now if you've considered BRRRR Invest Academy, or if you're already trying to invest in real estate on your own and are looking for some support. I want to hear your thoughts and experiences with this business model. So let's get into it. The BRRRR Invest Academy is a real estate investing training program founded in 2021 by Nate Barger. Nate is a generally experienced real estate investor with more than 16 years in the business. He's flipped over 3,500 properties throughout his career, and he's built a real estate portfolio exceeding $250 million in holdings. He hosts a popular real estate investor podcast called The New American Dream, where he interviews other successful real estate entrepreneurs, including graduates of his own program. Nate has built a substantial social media presence and is a well-known and respected figure within the real estate investing community. Here's what the program includes: a 13-week structured curriculum covering business structure 101, estimating rehab 101, how to find deals 101, how money works 101, economic indicators 101, market your rental 101, how to manage tenants 101, creative financing 101, how to refinance 101, working with bankers 101, and dedicated wholesaling 101. On demand, high definition training videos that students can access anytime and download for offline use, a library of recorded webinars where Nate and other real estate experts cover specific topics and answer student questions, weekly group conference calls on Zoom where Nate or another instructor answers questions and provides tailored assistance on students' active deals, membership in an exclusive private investor community for networking, finding motivated sellers, connecting with hard money lenders, and finding contractors, a contract and document catalog including independent contractor agreements and purchase contracts, valued at $3,000 on its own, lifetime access to all course resources with a $199 annual fee required to continue accessing live Zoom conference calls after the initial period. Here's the pricing structure. The program costs approximately $10,000 for full access. Enrollment requires completing a questionnaire about your real estate experience and goals, followed by a call with a company representative. There's no free trial or money back guarantee here, and the company does not offer refunds after purchase. In terms of credibility and reputation, independent research indicates the BRRR Invest Academy is a very legitimate program, well regarded. Over 1,800 investors have completed the training. The program has numerous positive testimonials on platforms like BiggerPockets and Reddit. Real Estate Bees, an independent real estate industry review platform, awarded the program Best Real Estate Investing Training Program. Some student feedback notes that portions of the content are foundational concepts that can also be found for free elsewhere online, which is a fair observation about any structured paid program covering established methodologies. But now let's talk about what makes the BRRR strategy itself, regardless of which program it teaches, fundamentally different from digital business models in terms of capital requirements and risk. The BRR strategy requires substantial capital before you generate any return. Buying a distressed property requires a down payment, typically 20 to 25% for investment properties, plus closing costs. Then you need capital for the rehab itself, which can range from $20,000 for a light cosmetic work type of thing up to $100,000 or more for properties requiring structural repairs, depending on the market and property condition. And until the property is rented and refinanced, all this capital is tied up and generating no return. For a typical BRR deal, total capital required, including down payment, closing costs, rehab budget, and holding costs during the rehab and lease up period, often ranges from $40,000 to $150,000 or more, depending on your market. This is before considering the $10,000 training program cost itself. The refinance step introduces real financial risk and uncertainty. The entire BRRR strategy depends on successful refinancing the property after rehab and tenant placement, pulling your original capital back out so you can repeat the process. And this requires the property to appraise at a high enough value after renovation, qualifying for refinancing based on your personal credit and debt to income ratios and current lending conditions and interest rates being favorable. If the appraisal comes in lower than expected, if lending standards tighten, or if your personal finance situation changes, your capital can remain locked in property far longer than planned, sometimes indefinitely. This is a structural risk inherent to the BRRR method itself, not a flaw in this particular program. You need strong creditworthiness and lending relationships to execute this strategy at scale. Successfully repeating the BRR process multiple times requires maintaining strong personal credit, qualifying for multiple loans simultaneously, and building relationships with lenders willing to work with investors. This creates a barrier that has nothing to do with marketing skills, sales ability, or work ethic. It's fundamentally about your existing financial position and access to financing. Someone without an established credit history or with existing debt obligations faces a much harder path, regardless of how well they understand the BRRRR strategy itself. Holding costs accumulate while you're not generating income. During the rehab period and while you're searching for tenants, you're paying the mortgage, property taxes, insurance, and utilities with no rental income offsetting those costs. If renovations run over schedule, which is common in real estate, or if finding a quality tenant takes longer than expected, your holding costs increase while your capital remains unproductive. And then real estate brings inherent risks that don't exist in digital business models. Contractor reliability, unexpected repair discoveries once walls are open, tenant quality and potential evictions, property damage, vacancy periods, changing interest rate environments affecting refinancing terms, and local market conditions affecting both rental demand and property values. These are risks that exist regardless of how skilled you are at executing the BRR strategy because they involve physical assets, contractors, tenants, lending markets, all of which introduce variables outside your direct control. To be clear, none of this means BRRR Invest Academy is a bad program. Nate Barger has genuine substantial real estate experience and has built real wealth through this exact strategy. The curriculum appears comprehensive, covering not just the mechanics of BRR, but business structure, financing, tenant management, and even an additional wholesaling module for students who want to generate capital before committing to buy and hold deals. The weekly coaching calls and exclusive community provide real ongoing support that's valuable when navigating complex real estate transactions. For someone with access to capital, reasonable creditworthiness, and genuine interest in building a real estate portfolio, this is a legitimate, well regarded path forward taught by someone with real expertise. However, it's worth being honest about what the BR strategy demands. This is fundamentally a capital intensive business model. The course teaches you how to execute the strategy well, but it can't give you the capital, credit profile, or lending relationships required to actually execute these deals. Many aspiring investors complete real estate education programs and then discover the capital barrier prevents them from executing what they learned for months or years while they save or build credit. Now, both BRR, real estate investing, and digital leasing, generating lead revenue from local businesses, Build real, legitimate wealth, but with vastly different capital requirements and risk profiles. With digital leasing, you build simple websites that attract customers for local service business owners and partner with real local service business owners, sending them the leads for $500 to $3,000 per month per website. These websites typically cost a few $100s to build and rank on the first page of Google, after which they can require minimum ongoing maintenance and costs. The base cost for these websites is just $20 to $30 per month for a call tracking phone number so that you can receive phone calls from the potential customers and forward them directly to your local business partner, and website hosting so that your website can appear on the internet. And once ranked in a low competition market, these websites can often remain ranking long term with minimum ongoing maintenance work on your end. That means you can just collect the rent. So, with that extra time you have, because you're able to make passive income online, you can focus on actually scaling your business. That means building out a portfolio of these website assets. Imagine a business with 10, 20, or even 30 websites, each making $500 to $3,000 per month. That's some serious income potential, and it's all online. Instead of risking tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars on every deal you're trying to do, you're only risking a few $100s. So the profit margins here and risk profile are much better for most people, most beginners, than trying to get into real estate. I'm not saying real estate investing is a bad idea. One strategy you could implement is to generate income online through local SEO lead generation, digital leasing, and then long term, use your earnings to invest in real estate deals. Once you have the capital to do so safely and you don't have to rely on debt as much. If you want to learn more about local SEO lead generation, also called digital leasing, check out the link in the description. This video is helpful. Hit that like button and subscribe for more. Drop a comment with your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.